All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the Underground. This is Interactive Chat Volume 37, baby. Let's go. How's everyone doing out there? Hope you're having a great week so far. My week has gotten better. I've seen better days, but it's pretty good now. Things have started to calm down a little bit. I'm getting a little bit more time to get back into the swing of things. We'll see how long that lasts, but at least for now, this is our weekly PSVR2 show every single Thursday where we talk about everything PSVR2 related, news, discussions, reviews, speculation, things that get us excited in funny ways. How's everyone doing, man? What is up? Flame Hat the Game Cat, Fire. Blue Jew the Underground Game Cat, Elite Name Squad in the house, Rogue TR, yo, what up, homie? ET.2K9.now, Mark Smith, heyo, Yoshims, what is up, man? Yoshims asks, is there any release date yet for Power Wash VR? I'm sick of looking at soon. I don't know. I mean, that's coming to the Quest. That's not even coming to PSVR 2 from what I know of so far. So no. What is up, guys? We got a lot to talk about today. VR Skater is coming out tomorrow. Want to share my thoughts on my first impressions of it. I haven't had enough time to play a full review-worthy amount, but I've played a couple hours, and you're going to want to hear what I have to say. We've also got a bunch of just different stuff going on. New game has been added to the August lineup. Can you believe it? August is already looking stacked and just got even more stackeder. Can't wait, man. Some other things going on. There's some new games on sale that, as always, whenever there's new games added to the sale, I'm going to give the thumbs up, thumbs down, and go through them, tell you whether or not I recommend them. But yeah, man, lots to kick things off here. So let's go ahead and do so. Yeah, I saw Miles was streaming VR Skater. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to really stick around too long, but seemed like he was having fun. Seemed like most people are having fun. Again, you're gonna want to hear my impressions though. Definitely one of my more anticipated games that I've been waiting on. But GC13, the Diet Pepsi Cap, what up? Says I'm looking forward to Phasma. It's actually Phasmo. It's Phasmo GC. Get it right. Show some respect. I'm just kidding. I'm so happy to see you. Hugs. Yeah, I'm really excited about Phasmophobia too. Oh, can I play with you, please? Because I feel like you'd be super chicken, and I'd love to see that in the virtual flesh. Guys, so we got a lot to talk about here, directly PSVR 2 related, but I'm going to do a sidebar here, and I gotta talk about this real quick. This is important. So there was a TV show that came out a little bit recently. Now, I'm going to tie this into VR, so don't worry. I'm not just talking about TV shows now, randomly. There is a reason and there is a purpose. I like things to be feng shui around here. God, I'm so sorry for just saying that. And yeah, everyone's gone now. That's okay. But anyways, want to talk real quick and share my thoughts. I had some people reaching out to talk a little bit about the new TV show for Twisted Metal. And let me say, man, I know a lot of people, myself, when I first saw the trailer for this, I was thinking, God, this looks absolutely awful. I was really excited about the announcement of the show. But when the trailer dropped, I was like, yeesh, like it looked awful from the trailers. Now, myself, I am a lifelong Twisted Metal fan. It is probably the number one reason I got hooked to PlayStation in the first place. I love this series. I've played and beaten most of the mainline series, if not all. There's a couple I didn't play, like the Small Brawl. Like I played a little bit of it, but wasn't feeling it. but I had to share my thoughts real quick because some people were asking about it. And man, let me just say, like, I absolutely loved the Twisted Metal TV show. I really, really did. As a lifelong fan of the game, I wasn't sure what they were going to do with it. I just knew it was going to be like a comedy, and I was like, eh. But in all honesty, like, there's like some stuff that's like typical TV tropes that I wasn't crazy about. I'm not a big TV watcher, but there were moments and certain characteristics of the show that I think actually really encapsulated what I loved about Twisted Metal as a game. I mean, it was crazy. It was like super over the top. I love, and I'm going to try to do this without spoilers, of course, because I know there's some people that probably haven't seen it yet, but there were lots of references that I got out of the series from the many different games. I really love what they did with Sweet Tooth. I thought Samoa Joe, the wrestler, and Will Arnett doing the voice actually did a really great job and made Sweet Tooth pretty awesome. I mean, he's kind of like a psychopath killer that I was pretty much rooting for the entire time. ET.2K9 now says they dropped the whole season. Yes, they did. And I actually bought Peacock for it because I would never probably buy Peacock for anything else. I don't even know what else is on there. I literally just bought it for Twisted Metal because I wanted to support it and watch it. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased with the show. Now, like I said, it definitely has some flaws, some things that like kind of dragged on or repeated itself a couple too many times. But that being said, when the show got things right, I felt it was really enjoyable. It had some really good action. Some of the jokes actually landed. This is the one thing, and I don't even understand, like David Jaffe himself does not understand this, but the characters in the games, they all have met these like, twisted fates, for lack of a better word, but following their stories and stuff was part of the fun. And I actually, I don't know if I'm like the only one out here, but I actually really liked some of the characters and the way that they kind of had like filled in their stories, their backstories, their arcs, things with this. And of course, some of it is the nostalgia goggles because like I'm seeing like, something reference, but there was literally a few moments. Well, there was one moment in particular in this show where like I was watching and there was a lot of the show that I was like, maybe. And there was one moment where I was just like, yes, like I literally was in bed watching and raised my arms in the air. Like, yes. Like this is like, I felt like the show, it did some great fan service, and it actually tried to, as crazy and weird as it gets at times, I still felt like it had a lot of charm to it, and that's what made the original Twisted Metal games great to me. The characters, anyway. David Jaffe will still say, like, talking about Twisted Metal on PS3 and stuff, that doesn't matter about the story or the characters or something like that. That wasn't the reason the game failed, and I hard disagree with that. I mean, the gameplay, of course, was amazing in most of the games. I actually picked up Twisted Metal 1 and 2, and I played through a little bit of 2 before I go to bed or while I'm just in bed. And still is so fun to play. But yeah, the gameplay, of course, was always the big selling point. But I think the cherry on top, I think what made a really lasting impression were the characters and the stories, and the fates that they ended up having in the end, with, of course, winning the contest and kind of having that monkey paw wish come true, but there's like a bad twist to it. And I don't know. I love the references in the TV show. And man, it still makes me wonder. So right now, Oh man, heck no, Twisted Metal Black is the best. It says Awesome Tatum. Twisted Metal Black definitely had the best like storylines. It had these really great, like serious, dark stories. I loved even just the intro of that game, opening with Painted Black, and the game. Of course, the game was fantastic as well. But yeah, the stories in that were great. I also liked Vigilante Eight. Vigilante 8, Mark Smith. And I also liked Interstate 76 for those old enough to remember. But it was always Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal was the reason I bought a PlayStation, and then I couldn't afford a PlayStation and Twisted Metal, so I had to get Jet Moto, which was on sale, and that's the story of why I love Jet Moto so much. Another game that needs to come to VR. But when it comes to Twisted Metal, man, I'm very curious whether or not this will actually come to VR. The reason I'm curious about it is because the rumor is that there's a Twisted Metal game, a strong rumor that Twisted Metal game is in development. But the other thing that's tied to it is that Firesprite is working on it. And Firesprite was acquired by Sony mainly as a VR developer. So that's where I'm really, really hoping that we get lucky enough to where we get a Twisted Metal VR game. I could think of 1,000 different ways to make it cool and fun. Hell, I'd even take it if it was based on the TV show. I wouldn't even mind. I think the TV show universe is fine, especially to make a game out of. I think it works. But yeah, man, I just wanted to share my thoughts because I know some people were asking about it. You know, like I said, I don't. I was expecting the show to be terrible, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was hooked to it from start to finish. I loved Sweet Tooth. I loved a lot of the mainline characters that they referenced and everything, and kind of had their own little story and stuff. And then of course I loved the action when it was there. It was kind of a little few and far between at times, but there's certain moments where I was like, wow, like watching it, I felt it. Like I was like, this is why I love Twisted Metal. Like there was something visually about it that was amazing. But at times, oh man, the homing missiles, the whistling of the homing missiles, oh, so cool. Even just that little thing and all the little Easter eggs, I loved, man. Lots of Easter eggs. But yeah, I loved Twisted Metal 1, 2, 3, 4, Twisted Metal Black, Twisted Metal PS3. I think that's the majority. I did play Small Brawl a little bit, and then I played a little bit of the PSP one or whatever, and it was all right. But those mainline games, you know, even the ones by 989 Studios, I adored those, man. Like all of those were great. But man, please, I don't know. I mean, stranger things have happened, right? But it would be amazing to get a Twisted Metal TV show. I'm sorry, Twisted Metal VR game. I really hope this is what Firesprite is doing. I'll be honest with you, I'd be a little concerned about Firesprite making it because I don't know. They started off really strong, and after Call of the Mountain, I'm a little worried. I mean, they made the Persistence, which was an amazing game, but it was DualShock only. Then they get the opportunity to do a more VRAF game, and then, you know, they make Call of the Mountain, which just wasn't it for me, man. Like it would have gone a lot further just to convert Horizon Zero Dawn into a VR game, like first person and stuff. Beard of Power, would I want it first person or third person? Well, most VR games I want first person, so I would have to say first person. Again, referencing Interstate 76, which is an old school like game I played on PC that, you know, kind of had like the same mechanics of vehicular combat and like wear and tear on your vehicles and stuff. It was awesome in first person. And yeah, of course, the first Twisted Metal has a first person view. It did not work well, but I think you could make it fun if you design it with VR in mind. You could make it really fun in first person, and you could make it work in several different ways. I mean, Super Elastic Bubble Plastic Game Cat, thank you so much for the donation, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you all for the support, guys. I really, really appreciate y'all, man. Says AJ, you love anything with the word metal in it. That's true. I do like a lot of things. I do like metal. Oh, awesome, Tatum. Don't say that. He says, no, Twisted Metal 3 and 4 doesn't exist. That's not true. They exist, and they were actually really, like, I think 3 is a really underappreciated game. I thought it was really good. I loved 3. 4, you know, little couple more rough edges and stuff, but I still enjoyed it. But I'll defend 3 all day. And by the way, 3 sold like hotcakes, my friend. 3 made that money. So, but of course, yeah, I think Twisted Metal 2 and Twisted Metal Black are probably the best in the series. But yeah, man, good shit. Just had to throw my thoughts out there because I love Twisted Metal. It's like literally the reason I played PlayStation to begin with. Yeah, man, I really hope Fire Sprite's working on, or somebody's working on a VR game for Twisted Metal. That'd be amazing. So yeah, great game. Also, if you have PlayStation Premium or whatever, go pick those up in the classics and try it. I could talk about Twisted Metal all day, but we got some more PSVR2 stuff to talk about. But man, I could totally talk about PlayStation Twisted Metal all day. Love it. So this wasn't the only physical show and tell I have for you today, because some good news is that it seems like the Song in the Smoke Rekindled edition, or actually this isn't the Rekindled edition, this is Song in the Smoke limited run editions are arriving. I just got mine today. Comes in a nice little sexy box, I must say. And man, what a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, you need to eventually. There's a demo for it. If you're not into hardcore survival stuff like eating, drinking water, try the demo. Try the demo out. But there is also an easier mode for those that don't like those mechanics. I didn't really like those mechanics until VR, when I played the Solus Project, and I never knew how much I loved survival games until VR. And this is the best survival game, one of the best on PSVR2, that I cannot recommend Song in the Smoke enough, man. I keep jumping back into it, and man, you want to talk, like I said before, like just an immersive world, an amazing game. And yeah, it's incredible, dude. Killer Cell 777 forever. It's Killer Cell, baby. What up, homie? Ready to jump back into some Firewall Ultra, my friend? It's been a while since we played together. With the $5 donation and a little cute kung fu dog fox thing, throwing punches, throwing fists. I love it. Thank you, man. But yeah, man, Song in the Smoke, not going to spend too much time on this. It was my 2021 game of the year. It's top 10 easily for PlayStation VR2, in my opinion. If you want a game, you could sink tons of hours, but it's not the only survival game for long on PSVR2, as we will get into very soon. So it'll be really interesting to compare this with the upcoming game that we'll talk about very, very soon. Well, I saw Vince Virtua says, did you finish Call of the Mountain? It's really good by the end. Yeah, I actually did finish it, and I did like the second half of the game, or the last quarter of the game, a lot more. It finally got better. I still just think I still consider Call of the Mountain, I don't consider it a huge success, really, to be honest with you. Did I enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoyed some of it. Oh God, Ace Diaz is here. I mean, I love Call of the Mountain, 10 out of 10. Best game on PSVR. Don't hurt me, Ace Diaz. No, but I don't consider Call of the Mountain a big success. It's I don't know. I think it should have been much better. It should have been amazing. Not just, I know that's high expectations, but you're talking about like I don't know. It just should have been better. Oh, Bearded Power says, I'll be honest, I couldn't get into Song in the Smoke. But I can see why it's highly regarded. Yeah, man, it's an amazing game, man. It's a little on the hardcore side, but it's very polished and it's very good. I mean, the world is breathtaking. There's so much like depth to the levels and art design and stuff, and it'll be interesting to see. I think people are slowly coming around. I definitely see more talk about Song in the Smoke this gen than I did for PSVR because of the timing. It's nice to see. I think this will be like one of those cult classics where like just over time more and more people will play it and appreciate it more. And yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, man. So moving on, we got an announcement of some good news here for those of you that like arcade shooters like myself. Crisis Brigade, what is this? No, Crisis Brigade has now been announced by one of the developers on Twitter, and they said that it is ready on for PSVR2, and that they are expecting it to come out in September is what they're aiming for. This is a smaller title, indie title, whatever, but I actually really enjoyed this game. I think it's really good. And, if you're a fan of like Time Crisis, this is a great Time Crisis inspired game, pretty polished and has multiplayer. And yeah, man, it's really, really good. It's not the longest game ever. It's very, what not many arcade games are. But it's really, really good. It's really fun and great art designs and bosses. And if you are a fan of movies and know your action movies, there's some cool action movie references in this. But yeah, man, solid game. So definitely one to keep an eye on. A nice little hold you over title if you're waiting on some bigger releases or whatnot. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I'm excited to play it again. The even better news is that the number one thing that gets asked when a game gets remastered or whatever, PSVR 2, is it going to be a free upgrade? Is there new content? These are basically the questions that always come out. And while not confirmed, the same developer stated that they are working with Sony right now to make it a free upgrade for those that purchased the original title. So very likely, I will say, that it is going to be a free upgrade. So if you own it already, now you'll get it again for PSVR 2 for free. This is what I love to see, man. This is the better version of backwards compatibility. Is that if games get remastered, and even better if they get remastered and you get it for free if you own the original. So super cool shit. But yeah, solid title. Great movie references. A lot of people didn't get to play the time attack modes in this. I think I streamed it. But there's they added some additional content that is pretty cool. So moving on, out tomorrow is a game that I've been waiting for forever, it feels like, and it is VR Skater. Cue the Tony Hawk for VR thumbnails. I can imagine there's like 50 billion of those right now. I haven't checked though, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, man, so VR Skater comes out tomorrow. I only got a review key yesterday, so I haven't had a ton of time to spend with it. I really don't like to review a game without spending quality time with it. But that being said, I have spent a few hours with it and can give you at least my first impressions. And my first impressions are kind of all over the place, man. Let me just say, this game was developed by one person, I believe, and it kind of shows. It's got a good amount of content. This is, of course, the VR skating game, where one big surprise that was kind of nice is There's a lot of content here. It feels like a good amount of content. Not a lot, but it feels like a good amount of content. It feels like a great progression system that it has. Let me just say right off the bat, though, this game is hard. It's really, really hard at first to get going. So you're going to need a little bit of patience to get started with it. I think the tutorial did not do it any favors for me. I don't know if anybody else experienced this or is going to experience this, but to me, the tutorial was awful. Awful tutorial that didn't explain things well. And it was, it's a very unique design. And this is the thing, is that you have to learn how the game wants you to play. And it's got its own rules on how to play it and everything. And figuring that out is frustrating as hell. It is super frustrating to figure out at first. But as you learn the mechanics and stuff, as you get some muscle memory, some reps in there of skating around, I did start to feel like what they're going for and everything. And I still at times was kind of questioning, I'm like, man, I almost I when it comes to VR games, it's like, yes, you want them to be like all these VR mechanics and everything. You want to have that as much as possible. But starting out, I was definitely like, damn, you could have just let me use the joysticks here and I'd at least be having fun and not super frustrated. But like I said, that being said, as you start to learn it, it does get better. And yeah, so visually it looks okay. It's nice and crisp. There's a surprising amount of level variety. It comes with 7 levels. And it comes with 7 levels, and this was probably one of the biggest surprises for me. That was a welcome surprise, was that there's a little bit of a free roam kind of thing. So Super Elastic Bubble Plastic Game Cat asked, do you down when riding or look forward? A little bit of both. I thought you were asking something else, but you kind of go on these downhill courses or you just go on these courses. But what I really, really appreciate about this game is that it's not just an on rails, straightforward, completely on rails, straightforward thing. There's actually room to glide left and right. And as you do that, there's different obstacles, different things to pull tricks off of, different ramps, different, ways that you can pull off your tricks and run these courses, which actually gives the levels a lot of replay value. And I really, really appreciated that. I was okay with it, but I was like, if this is just kind of just a straightforward path, it's definitely going to take away from it some. But I was really happy to see that these levels let you kind of go left and right a little bit. You have the ability to control that and can kind of get creative. It allows you to get a little bit more creative with the levels and gives you lots of things to pull tricks off of. There's a couple different modes here. So there's seven different levels. There's different modes like Spot Challenge, which is basically it's what it sounds like. It kind of makes you do a trick over one spot. You run that 3 times and then it combines your score. There's Street Run, which is my favorite, which is basically you run the entire level and then you just build up as much of a high score as you can. There is a gold medal system here. You do get XP as well. That helps you unlock some of the customization, as you can see here, like different wheels, paint jobs, all these different, the grips, grip tape designs. Street Run is definitely to me, feels like the most core, the best core gameplay mode. But I like that there's other ones. There's a high score thing where the first 5 tricks you do, you get, you just try to build a score off the first 5 tricks you do. There's a sudden death, which you try to get through the level without falling, and then there's a free roam. The free roam is also really fun because that's the thing is you got to get reps in this game. The more reps you get, the better you get at the game and the more fun it becomes. And when there's not the pressure, when there's less pressure of executing a high score and just getting a feel for the mechanics, gameplay mechanics and things, it feels a lot more fun that way, just to like you really feel like you're skating. And I think they did a great job with that. There's a couple other modes, like some challenges and stuff. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I mean, content wise, the game is not that bad. I think they tried to add a little bit more content at the, and kind of compromised a little bit of like every last little bit of polish, on the levels, but I'll take it, man. I think it's a nice trade-off. Yeah, and like I said, the progression system is really, really nice. This game, it does hook you in that it makes you want to keep going back and get better and get better. It has definitely hooked me in that regard. Like right now, I'd say I kind of suck. I think I'm getting a lot of like silver medals right now, so like I'm beyond the completely just worthless phase of this game in the first few hours, but I feel like I have a long way to go in terms of getting better at this. I'm really enjoying it, but it is not without its issues. There's still some good news and bad news. Hang with me here. So there are, like I said, part of the problem, I think it's impressive for one person. It's pretty good for a one-man team here. It's obviously been like they've spent years on it, so that shows, but also it shows that it's a one-man team, and some of the issues that it has are big issues for me. You know, they're frustrating. The game is pretty challenging, and that's okay because it makes you say one more, and get better at it and practice. But then there's some other issues like little various bugs, and just a couple other things I'm running into that I take big issues with. For one example, like I was grinding on a rail. It seems to happen in the same spot, but I'm grinding on a rail in the first level. I want to, just like classic skateboarding game style, you want to chain tricks together as much as possible for a bigger score, bigger combo. And there's like one spot where I keep trying to get a good score at, and then my board like clips through the ground and it's just like invisible underground. And yeah, I can see it like spinning and clipping through the ground, and I'm gliding forward, and it's just like, it's rough. There's also like these really bad spawn points, where you can get stuck, and if you fall over in like next to like an obstacle or something, and you just like, you can repeatedly die right there. Luckily, my good friend Brian over at PSVR2 Without Parole pointed this out to me, and I was like, oh yeah. One cool thing is that you can pick up the board and you can teleport like to a better spot. So it doesn't explain this to you very well. And so lots of people are going to run into this, but if you're aware of that, that's going to help you not get stuck around some spots where you can just kind of pick up your board and move, because like, yeah, you can't use like the joysticks, you can't free roam, you can pretty much only go where the board lets you go, and then you can pick up the board and teleport, which is nice. Kill the Cell 777 with another donation. Thank you for the donation, my friend. It's Kill Cell, baby. They should do an SS Tricky VR. I absolutely agree. SS Tricky was amazing, but especially, was it 3? Oh yeah, SS Tricky 3, I want to say, was amazing. I really, really love extreme sports. Mustang 750 says, I want all this talk makes me want Jet Set Radio VR game. Dude, if you still have your PSVR 1, go play Sprint Vector, because that was, you would get a kick out of that. That's a great skating game. Super good. So with this game, like I said, man, definitely some other things. The other issue I have with it is that one of the things I was really excited about was, of course, utilizing the new features of the PlayStation VR2, like haptics, adaptive triggers. I was getting giddy, and I remember saying this on my preview recently on this game when we were just not having played it yet. I was like, oh my god, like if you're gonna grind on a rail and you're gonna feel it in the controllers, or you're gonna be there's like tile in the game that it makes a noise when you're clearly skating over like some tiles, some different surfaces. And there's no haptics. Like there's like none. I mean, there's like a tiny little bit, but that, man, they need to go back and do that, because they are leaving some amazing immersive features out here that are easy to add for some nice haptics. I want to feel when I'm skating over tile or when I'm grinding a rail and stuff. And yeah, like, feel free to give me a little bit of a head buzz when I crash. I think they do that anyways, but it's but huge missed opportunity here. But this is the good news, is that I think all of my problems I have with this game are solvable with patches and updates and additional DLC. The biggest problem I have with this game, there's one bug in particular that I think is awful though, and I don't know, I've tried talking to other people about this. It seems like some are experiencing it, some are not. But occasionally my board, when I do like a shove it or something and spin the board around, my board will stop like rolling. Like it's almost like it's stuck on something. It's like something's caught in the wheel. And that's like a game-breaking bug in my opinion. So I don't know what the deal is with this. But this is where I have the problem with it, is the game is $35, man. Now, I understand one-man team dedicating years of his life to this, but for $35, it cannot have these kinds of issues and these kinds of bugs, man. These are like borderline game-breaking. For $35, I mean, that's a lot of money for a game that has these kinds of issues. So this game, I think, is a great start. I'm gonna enjoy the hell out of it, but I'm also there's gonna be lots more frustration to come, and people don't have the time or patience to deal with these kinds of issues. So I hope they get resolved. But what's there? But there is definitely a great core game idea, a great inspired game design here that I think has it's off to a minus some major issues, is actually off to a good start. I wouldn't minus some like bugs and stuff, some really rough edges is what I would say. It has some really rough edges that are clearly due to it being a small team and everything. If that's something that you think you can get through, then yeah, you'll enjoy it. I think I'll push through it. But, at the end of the day, $35 is a lot to ask for a game that has these kinds of issues. So, Super Galaxy Godstar, yes, I have played this. I am going through I would say my first impressions, the first couple of hours with the game. I have a lot more to play with this, and I look forward to it, because I am, at the end of the day, I am enjoying this game. It's not ready for prime time completely yet. It's close though. It's very, very close. It's also very difficult. Like if you don't have the patience for it and stuff, like you're gonna have an issue playing this. Like it takes patience. It takes a little bit of almost like work to get good at it, but it is very rewarding, and has a great progression system. But like I said, just if you're picking this up, just beware. There are definitely some major rough issues with it, but there's also a lot of fun to be had and a lot of reward to be had too. So Virtual Stranger says it's like learning how to skateboard. It's hard. Yeah, I definitely think it's easier than skateboarding in real life. That's the good news. I do like some of the mechanics. Like I said, I like that you just have to go like this and just swing your arm. You don't have to press anything. You just swing your arm and you know, push you forward and gain speed. You hold the button to get ready to ollie. You can ollie or nollie. You do a lot of hand gestures, a lot of hand motions to spin the board, to do kick flips, heel flips, shove it's. There's manuals in the game. There's nose grabs, tail grabs, all this sorts of stuff. There's grinding, which is nice. It's got a lot of stuff that you would want to see. It's got a nice lot of like some great mechanics that you can learn and build, like, you know, build up your skills with, sharpen your skills with. It's a well thought out game. It just needs a couple patches here and there, I would say, and maybe a price drop. Good God, like $35 again is just like, that's rough, man. That's gonna hurt them. Like, whether I say it's worth $35 or not, like, people are just straight up not gonna buy it at $35. They will wait for a sale. Trust me, I know this firsthand from so many people over the years. But I am liking this game. Now, that's one last thing I want to say about this VR skater. I you know, for those that are picking it up, I hope you enjoy it, man. And yeah, it's definitely cool. It's got a lot of, it's a good start, and it has a lot of potential. There's a good game in there for sure. Just some rough edges. Here is the even better part, though. So 7 levels is pretty good because these levels are very replayable and they're very fun. But Perp Games has shared that they are going to be adding 3 new environments, taking the number from 6 to 9. Nice. I thought there were 7. I counted 7. Maybe I can't count. So there's going to be new environments, and as a thank you to the loyal fans, they say these maps will be free of charge to everyone who buys the game in the first 3 months of launch before November 4th. After that, the maps will still be available, but at a cost. The cost of the 3 map DLC plan will be announced in the coming weeks. So I do like the amount of content that's in this game. I do like the amount of replay value in the levels. The game modes are nice. If there's one thing I'd like to see, you know, whenever I see a game that takes inspiration from something else or copies something else, I always say, like, go all the way, man. It's like that Super Smash Brothers clone, the All Stars Battle Royale. Like, they didn't go all the way with it. They should have just went all the way with it. But if there's one thing I'd like to see in this added to this game, a one mode, is a collectathon mode. Like in the original Tony Hawk games, you would collect the letter skate, or you'd collect a hidden tape. They need to throw some of that in here because that would be pretty cool. That would just make one nice little extra game mode. They should add it into like the free roam, or they could add it to the free roam mode or something, to where you can collect those, or add it to the ride mode, the street run mode. But I'd like to see that added because that would be pretty cool. I love a nice little collectathon. Challenge yourself to get to these tough spots or something. So like I said, man, solid game here. I'm not crazy about the price point. I think a lot of the issues can be patched, but pretty good overall, especially for a one-man team. Of course, you know, that doesn't always give you a free pass though, just because of it's one developer or whatever. Like, especially charging $35 for this, really should have came out with the $20 price point, man. That would have been the sweet spot for this. But maybe it'll get a price drop, some patches, something eventually, and it'll be like a must-have. Bad Robo, yeah, I'm with you here. He says, let me tell you something. An ordinary player doesn't care if the game was made by one person or 300. What matters if the game is good and without bugs. If you ask for $35, agreed. Like, and again, not ragging on it. Like, that's just like the general consensus. Like, that's just the reaction you can expect to see when people pay $35 for a game and it's got bugs in it. you're going to hear about it. They're going to scream at you. But again, if you're not picking this game up right away, do keep your eye on it. I'm going to definitely be playing it a lot more. I do find it very fun. It looks, I don't know if I mentioned, but it looks really nice and crisp in the headset. Not like blow you away graphics or anything, but it looks really nice and crisp, and has a great aesthetic to it, and some great influences. So good stuff, man. You know, starting off August, been waiting forever for this game. So excited to finally get to play it, and can't wait to get good at it and get a lot better at it, because it'll be a lot of fun. It does deliver the thing. Final thing I'll say on it is the soundtrack. I'm not the soundtrack is fitting. I think the soundtrack is a nice fit, but I'm not into like pop punk. I liked, you know, I don't know. I like a lot of like heavy punk and heavy metal and stuff. The soundtrack is okay, but within the first 2 hours, I'm already going to turn off the soundtrack and put on Spotify and play to that instead. Cause I highly recommend you do that as well. But yeah, man. So before we move on, we got some tips, guys. You were so generous, man. Thank you. Let's see here. What are you guys, while we, so that concludes my first impressions of VR Skater, but we're not done yet. Let's see here. Let me get this here, and let's get some Hell Sweeper going. Oh man, August and September, guys, looking really, really good so far. Kill Artist, the Dream Weaver. Game Cat says, hey there, AJ. Hey there, Kill Artist. AKA SC. I just jumped into Zombieland Headshot Fever, and I can definitely feel the addictive pull. So much fun. Yeah. I had a good run with Zombieland and the Light Brigade over the last month or two. Definitely a great, again, this is why good progression systems are important, like, because it makes you feel rewarded to keep playing, and get you kind of hooked once you get into it. Definitely enjoyable. Also, Kill Artist, thank you again for another donation. Says, oh, and I binged all of Twisted Metal. Loved it. Yes, I did too, man. I watched it from start to finish in the little time I had. Yeah, man, like I said, not perfect. Definitely have some criticisms of it, but I really, really enjoyed it. Hope to see season 2, because yes. And man, I've never in my life wanted Twisted Metal VR more in my life. Some of y'all might have seen this before, but if you haven't, I've got a video called PlayStation Classics that need to be revived in VR. It was my first video. It was my first top list video for PSVR Without Parole. It's still up on the internet. If you're a big PS1 fan like me, I highly recommend going and checking that out, and you might enjoy it. You might get some nostalgia. And I'm still very proud of that video. I love that video so much. I need to share it in the Discord or something. Mustang 750R, thank you so much for the donation. You are an angel, my friend. Oh my God, guys, there's so much going on here. The Underground Game Cat Elite Name Squad in the house. What's up, AJ? Evening Cats, what's up, my homie? Blue heart to you, my friend. What are you guys saying here? Before we move on to the next game, Daringly Average Game Snake says VR Skatet and Green Hell are probably my most anticipated games. I'm super excited. Price takes a hit, but still great. Yeah, man. So that is going to be the last upcoming game we'll get into in just a second, but interesting. So no Crossfire, no Firewall. Are you waiting for reviews? Just not your thing. What's going on with those? It's going to be an expensive month for sure. The next 2 months are going to be pretty expensive. The next 3 months probably going to be super expensive. So brace your wallets. There's a storm coming, and it's a good one. Okay, before we move on to the last game, okay. Oh, Super Elastic Bubble Plastic Game Cat says a playback with personal avatar on the board would be badass. Needs auto record and fill in the blanks. Playback would be enjoyable. You know, there is a mode in the settings, Super Plastic, that actually gives you like a third person spectator mode. There is something like that in the game. It's called like streamer mode or something. And it says that it's got a warning that it affects the performance or something, but I haven't tested it out yet to see what it looks like. But there is actually a streamer or spectator view for I'm guessing the social screen output. So we'll definitely have to explore that. Like I said, unfortunately, I haven't had enough time to spend with the game. We just got keys yesterday, so it's kind of last second dropped on us. Super happy and super thankful to Perp Games for getting us those, but like not enough time to really dive deep into it. But like I said, besides some rough edges, I'm liking what I'm playing so far. Definitely enjoying it. All right, guys. So in the final news of the day, we've got, man, like I said, August already stacked. I've already previewed it last episode. VR Skater, which comes out tomorrow. Crossfire Sierra Squad, Firewall, Ultra, Phasmophobia, baby. But now another game has been added to the August lineup, guys, and that is Green Hell VR. Green Hell, man. Talk about another game I've been super excited about. So Green Hell is coming to PlayStation VR2 August 15th, I believe. And yeah, this is another, I was just talking about how, listen, if you don't think survival games are for you, you need to experience them in VR first and try them. I didn't like survival games until I played the Souls Project on PSVR, and now I freaking love them. And then that's why I love games like Song in the Smoke now. And let me just say, another plug to Song in the Smoke. Amazing developers, amazing game, an amazing box. Oh, and by the way, this has a PSVR without parole quote on the back of it. So congrats, Brian. Nice little shout out to PSVR without parole on there. But yeah, man, survival games I think are super fun because I don't know, like when you're in VR and I can understand the thought of eating and drinking and staying warm or staying cool or surviving disease and shit. I can understand why that sounds unappealing at first, but I just think they make in VR they make for really fun game mechanics, especially because you physically do these things, and it's like, to me, this is part of the strategy, part of the gameplay, and as you get used to them, you get better at these things. You get better at survival. I've been excited about this game for a very long time. Obviously, it's been a flat game first. There's a quest version, and we got some interesting news actually from PSVR without parole and Virtual Strangers there, who shed some light on what we can expect for the version. And it's a little bit, we were hoping for just the straight PC version, but it turns out that we're getting sounds like kind of a mixture of the PC and Quest version. Sounds a little bit more structure of the Quest version, which is a little bit smaller in like the world is a little bit smaller. There's oddly enough some different mechanics that are in the versions. It's not just like a smaller game, but the good thing about this is that it sounds like even though the PC version has more exploration, which is that's the only thing that gets me where I'm like, like there's not as much exploration, maybe not as much things you can craft. That the exploration part definitely hurts me a little bit because exploration is probably my favorite gameplay mechanic. That's why I love No Man's Sky so much. But what it seems like is that it's still a superior crafted version of the game. It may not be as vast, but seems like it's more refined, which is nice. You don't necessarily, if you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of quantity for a little bit of quality, I'm okay with that trade-off. This is, of course, one of my most anticipated games, though. I do hope to see, supposedly it's got a really fun story to follow. I hope the story is really good. And I do hope it has like just the pure survival mode as well. But I'm definitely interested in the story mode. It sounds like it could be a really fun adventure. But yeah, luckily, graphically, it should look really nice though. So, the other thing about this game is that a lot of people, when I posted this on Twitter, Virtual Strangers clarifies, says PC version is a straight port of the flat game. Quest version was built for VR. So you get some trade-off there, which is fine. Obviously the hybrid game model, this is why we love hybrid game models. You get the best of both worlds, where you get the full game, flat game just converted to VR. But I've heard nothing pretty much but good things about this. Any version of this game, I've only heard good things about. So I'm pretty excited about that. And obviously, graphically on PSVR2, it's going to look really nice. I'm excited about, the survival, the combat stuff, the story, the crafting seems pretty cool. I'm mostly interested in the survival mechanics. I love how just like there's so many things that can kill you in this game, like disease and leeches and predators and all this stuff. I'm really excited to see all that stuff. So the other thing is that when I posted this on Twitter, I got bombarded with questions about the co-op, and people are like, it better have the co-op, and it doesn't have the co-op and stuff. And here's the thing is that the co-op doesn't exist yet. So I'm not expecting this version to launch with the co-op. That would be a nice surprise. But I don't, the co-op is something that was supposed to be added later. So it may have been a little ill-advised by them to announce the co-op right before the release if they're not going to include it, because I think a lot of that's going to, frustrate or rub a lot of people the wrong way. I think they maybe should have just kind of held off on that announcement for after launch, so that once the people that, you wouldn't want to cannibalize yourself there a little bit, no pun intended, with, people that were going to buy the game and now they're going to wait for the co-op because they want to experience it with a friend. So maybe not maybe a little ill-advised announcement there, but still super excited about this. Doesn't bother me. I'm more of a single player gamer anyways. And so I would primarily play this single player. But that being said, yeah, like co-op could be fun. I just 9 times out of 10, I'm just single player all the way. Of course, with stuff like Firewall and Crossfire coming out, that could, those look like fun co-op games. So you'll get your co-op fix, don't you worry. But man, cannot wait for Green Hell. One of my most anticipated games. I hope it's just, I just really hope it's everything I dreamt it to be, because it just seems like a great time, and I hope there's a good story with it too. Silver Nexus, my dude, what up, homie? Thank you so much for the support, man. Again, thank you all for your support. I appreciate you guys, man. Says, missed you on Monday, but super glad to catch your stream today. I really enjoy how you share your experience, thoughts, and VR wisdom, Master AJ of the Game Cat Dojo. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I enjoy doing this a lot, and I think everybody's opinion matters. I like to have my own opinion, and I like to, help others get their voice heard, especially if they've got a great opinion that I agree with, but are more the quiet type, or just don't have the resources to make themselves more vocal. I think it's really important that we are, vocal about what we want, what we like, and everything. Of course, at the end of the day, a lot of the time sales kind of dictate what we get. But hey, I don't know. I still think it's important to be vocal. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support, dude. Dead Ringer, the Game Cat, what's up, dude? Thank you for the donation, and shout out to the Dead Ringer Juniors. I know y'all are there listening, hanging out with Papa Dead Ringer. What's up, AJ? What's up, Game Cats? Happy Thursday, he says. Happy Thursday indeed. This is the one show that's holding on my channel. The one show that never fails every single Thursday, except for when the power is out. It's with how much I've been working, it's you know what I got right now. It's what I got. But yeah, man, any other thoughts or discussion pieces on Green Hell VR before we get into the final segment of the show? Sal, thank you so much for the donation, my friend. No message though, just donating $10. Dude, you guys, I appreciate you guys so much, man. It really helps a lot. It helps, you know, I get a lot of review keys, but I also pay for a lot. I pretty much break even with your support. At least it helps me break even with everything. And I like to invest stuff back into the channel. So again, don't want to go on preaching about the support, but it is much appreciated from the donations to everybody that just listens, enjoys, subscribes, hits the likes, and all that YouTubery stuff that I hate saying. And most important, that you just, you know, you enjoy and to listen. That's the number one support of them all. And share your opinions too. Tell me I'm wrong and I'm a dickhead. Nothing is off the table here. No, don't do that. Trust me. Please don't do that. I don't need that. Let's see here. Yeah, Kill Artist was saying hopefully we'll get the co-op update. We will likely get the co-op update, most likely. Let's see here. Bad Robo says, I wonder what the graphics look like in the headset. I imagine the graphics are going to look really nice, but I imagine it'll also have reprojection because the way it looks way too nice to not have like reprojection. We don't know yet. I could see reprojection though. Doesn't bother me. For the most part, unless it's just some major performance issues, little things like here and there don't bother me like that. I will say, Bad Robo, these graphics with the OLED panel, oh my God, like this should look really nice. The colorful jungle and leaves and everything should be really, really nice. So it should look beautiful. Carl Parker says, Call the Mountain was VRAF, bro. I liked Call the Mountain. Oh God, Carl Parker and Ace Diaz are gonna find me and kidnap me and make me apologize. I did like things about Call of the Mountain. I think it's a good game too. I don't think it's a great or amazing game. And I think when you're talking about a staple of like a main staple IP, it needs to be top tier. Like when Valve made Half-Life Alyx, everybody was happy. When Call of the Mountain, you know, one of Sony's most popular IP, not everybody was happy, is all I'm saying. But there are definitely some good things about Call of the Mountain, minus the performance, some performance issues and other things. Virtual Stranger says, this is a very resource hungry game. Reprojection is likely, but reprojection isn't always bad. Motion blur is bad, but we don't always see that. Yeah. Only a couple games, like literally Call of the Mountain is the only game with reprojection that I think is like noticeable. But at least for me and my broken eyesight. Let's see here. Markio, the Game Cat Dojo co-leader. Oh yeah, I gotta fix your status in Zenith, man. I'll jump back in there at some point. I don't even have much time these days, but things will calm down eventually for me, and I'll be able to fix that for you, my friend. Let's see here. Bong. Let's see. Awesome Tatum. Did I finish Control? No, I only played like the first 20, 30 minutes of Control. That's it. I started playing Twisted Metal 2 again. And then, of course, VR stuff. Twisted Metal 2 has been my flat game of choice right now. I'm actually beating the campaign. I beat it with Warthog. And that's the little bit of free time I have. Kill a Cell, baby, with another donation and a cute little laughing fox thing. I love it. It's kill cell, baby. Let's go. Respect, homie. Zombie says, I had $17 worth of Taco Bell yesterday and I made green hell in my toilet. I imagine so. Taco Bell is tasty, but I feel terrible after like eating it. Like whenever I have it, which is kind of rare, I feel like a horrible person after eating Taco Bell. Like it makes me feel like a lesser human being. It's got some bad juju around it, but it tastes delicious. And that Baja Blast, man, large Baja Blast, baby. Oh, now I'm getting hungry. Not for Taco Bell though. I need a better Taco Bell in my area. Anyways, to Twisted Metal 2, baby. Good stuff. But yeah, man. So this month has begun. It's super exciting stuff, man. VR Skater comes out tomorrow. If you missed my impressions, make sure you rewind the tape and go check it out. I got lots of good things, lots of bad things to say about it. Well, I wouldn't say lots of bad things, but just some key bad things to say about it. Good stuff. So before we get out of here for the day, as stated earlier, I need to close my emails here so you don't see some potential leak stuff. We've got some more games that hit the summer sale. The summer sale has been nice, actually. So I want to go through real quick, give you the thumbs up, thumbs down impressions. What do we got here? First and foremost, we have Startenders, Intergalactic Bartending. It was $14.99. It got reduced to $8.99. Now it's $8.24. I'm sorry, Startenders, but I'm going to say no. Thumbs down. It's just not that good, man. Like it's not bad, but it's not good either. It's I'd say it's below average. Below average. It's got some nice mechanics here and there. It had a nice little twist with some of the story stuff, but I couldn't even finish it. I don't even want to go back to it. Sorry. I got a little bit of respect for Startenders, but thumbs down for me. Next, we've got Thumper, which is usually $20. Why is Thumper originally so expensive? But now it is $6.99 with PlayStation Plus, $4.99. Hells yes. Thumper is awesome. I love this game. You got to play it with headphones. If you pick this game up recently, you have to use some headphones, and if you have the Pulse headphones, you have to use my custom settings for Thumper, where it's just bass overload, and you will love it. If you don't know, just ask me in the Discord. I'll post it for you again. Thumper, big thumbs up for that price. Let's see here. Where was that question? I saw somebody asking a question. Was it Bad Robo? Who was that? Oh, okay. It was Kill Artist. Let me screenshot your question, Kill Artist, and I'll answer it momentarily. Boom. What to play after the show. Okay. Next game we have here. We've got Gorn for $12.99. No PlayStation Plus discount though. Meh. I mean, meh. No, wait. No, now come to think about it, Gorn on PSVR2 is fucking terrible. Absolutely not. Thumbs down. It was okay on PSVR. I thought it was okay. I preferred Swordsman, but no, Gorn on PSVR2 is god awful. So big no. So we're 1 for 3 so far. This one's a little interesting. Another Fisherman's Tale. It was usually $24.99. Now is $19.99. I gave this game a 7 out of 10. And I kind of enjoyed it. But for $20, I'm going to have to say no. I'm sorry. I did actually enjoy this game. I'd like to see it for the 10 to 15 range is what I'd like to see. That being said, I did enjoy another Fisherman's Tale. Now, if you loved the if you loved the certain aspects about the first game, this is a completely different game. I mean, it does not have some of the same like what is it? Like some of the like depth perception kind of weird illusion stuff. There is a little bit of it in there, but it's not much. It's mostly just an entirely different own thing. It's kind of just like a pirate puzzle game, and story is terrible. The story is god awful. But the gameplay I thought was actually pretty decent. Graphically, it looks kind of like a quest game. It looks exactly like a quest game. So it's like, eh. But yeah, sorry. I like another game that I like, but I'm giving the thumbs down. Wait for it to be cheaper. You can just, there's a lot better stuff for $20 that you can get. Next, we have After the Fall Complete Edition, $29.99, and now on sale for $14.99. I'm going to actually say yes to this. I think After the Fall is actually decent. It's not like amazing or anything, but I think if you grab some friends and play through the campaign for a few hours, play a couple different modes, I actually think it's like decent. Like I don't know. The game ended up being disappointed because we expected something a lot better. But I think it's like actually okay. Like it's not bad. I think $15 is a fair price point for it. Again, when you're comparing the price of this to like Fisherman's Tale for $20, it's like I will absolutely take After the Fall all day over it for $5 less than another Fisherman's Tale. Yes. Even though it has its flaws and stuff, and annoyances. But let's see here. Next we've got Tentacular, as usually $24.99. That's too expensive. Now it's $18.74. I feel like that's still too expensive. Tentacular, no. Like I have another game I have respect for, because I think I actually was really impressed with the technical execution of Tentacular. I think it does some really well-crafted VR, well-executed VR mechanics and stuff. Great use of haptics, everything. But I just not interested. I mean, it's kind of a personal thing, but no. Like I am not compelled to go back and finish it one bit. I actually have to agree with Gamertag here. What's up, dude? He says, I wouldn't play Tentacular for free. I would play it for free. I paid for it and I played for it. And I played it. And I thought it was okay. But I agree with you here when you said it looks nice and fun for 5-year-olds or something. Yeah, I think like it would be I don't know. I feel like I would recommend it to like kids, but I think even kids might get bored with it. For kids games, I would still recommend Cosmonious High. I think it's a much better kids game. Cosmonious High is much better for kids. Or Job Simulator, or Synapse, or Beat Saber, or Super Hot, because that's all they play anyways. Damn kids. Anyways, let's get back to it. Last, because Demo's not a PS5 game. So last here we've got Swordsman for $14.99, or with PlayStation Plus $13.99. If you've never played Swordsman before, I would say yes. Like I like Swordsman. The problem is that I played the shit out of it on PSVR1, and I mean, it does have some really sexy voice acting in it. Whoever that Kraken guy, the guy that says release the Kraken, whoever did that, nailed it. Absolutely crushed that. But if you've played the shit out of Swordsman, I think it's a free upgrade anyways. I mean, this game, you don't need me to convince you to buy this game. Everybody bought this game anyways. It's on the top 10 list every single month. So there are people out there playing it, which I'm happy with. I'm very happy about, because I do think it's a good game. And I think it's a great redemption story for Sin Studio. Literally saved their studio. And I think it's much better than shit like Gorn, Drunken Bar Fight, What the hell was that awful game? Rage something VR. These terrible games. I think it is at least a good arena combat game with some great physics. But yeah, man. If you've never played it before, then sure, thumbs up. Just because the voice acting. But if not, yeah, it's all right. But anyways, so yeah, from the sale, I think the big winners here, looking like Thumper, man. Thumper is the big get. Of course, actually, I think Gran Turismo 7 is on sale. Gran Turismo 7 is on sale. You should buy that. You should buy Resident Evil Village. There's a bunch of other games. The last video I think had a sale run through too, but I did go through VR Skater earlier, my dude. And I think it's got some rough edges. And it's very expensive. Other than that, I like it. Rage Room, that's the one. Oh god, terrible. Fucking ugh. Like even just mentioning it makes me want to vomit. Projectile vomit. Drunken bar fight was Dave's best viewed stream. Oh no, we can't do Dave like this. We need to share some of his other videos. Oh man. But let's see here. But yeah, guys, so that's it for now. August is upon us. Exciting month. Really excited to see what turns out to be really good, what turns out to be really bad. More the former than the latter. Obviously, this is not the only things we're getting as well. There's going to be tons of other stuff, probably because that's how it happens all the time. So I want to answer a couple of questions before we get out of here. Kill Artist, the Dreamweaver, Game Cat says, okay, AJ, what game should I jump into after your show? Red Matter 2, Song in the Smoke, Rekindled, or Start Hubris? Help. Have you started any of these? I got to give a shout out to Blue Jew, the Underground Game Cat, who beat Red Matter 2 yesterday. Round of applause. Round of applause. Stand up, take a bow, Blue Jew. Beat Red Matter 2 yesterday. She absolutely loved it. And it was really fun watching her play a good portion of the game. And it was even better just watching her mind be blown constantly. It's so good. Red Matter, dude, if you haven't beaten Red Matter 2, I mean, I gotta say Red Matter 2 like that. Okay, so Red Matter and Song in the Smoke, you're halfway. Ooh, that's tough, man, because you're kind of stuck in between those. Well, don't start Hubris just yet if you're in the middle of those. I would say probably, man, you really can't go wrong with Red Matter or Song in the Smoke. By the way, physical edition, Song in the Smoke, sexy box. I would say finish Red Matter 2, man. Get that out of the way, because you can, like, Song in the Smoke is so long, and Red Matter 2 is like, 5-6 hours something. Let's see here. I have a question. There can be only one, as Dave stationed this on the Q&A series. Bears or chairs, and there can be only one in the universe. Bears or chairs? Chairs. Fuck bears. I don't like bears. I love chairs, though. Easy question. Next. Let's see here. Miles in the house tonight. What up, dude? What are you doing donating to me, my friend? Thank you, man. That was quick and brutal. I am rarely awake to see your show, so making the most of it. Much love to you, dude. Thank you, man. I was watching you play VR Skater before the show. It looked like you were having a good time. Thank you, Miles. Appreciate it, man. Dan Moore says, any news on Ghost of Tabor? No, just that it's still coming. And people are very excited about it. And to me, it has a lot of potential. I feel like it's going to launch with a lot of jank and stuff, but it's going to get better over time. I don't see it I don't see Ghost of Tabor becoming huge, but I don't know. It might have a big underground cult following that really helps it grow and have a long lasting impact. So we'll have to wait and see. I haven't played it. I haven't checked it out hardly. So I don't know. I know there's some people that are very excited about it though. But Good Vibes VR says, guys, I don't think we will see Crossfire on PSVR 2 the 26th. We may see it on PC the 26th. But I'm unsure about PSVR 2. Why is that? Oh, that's even easier, Bad Robo. That's even easier. Chairs. No, just kidding. Yeah, I know. I think it's pretty safe to say that Crossfire is coming the 26th. There are some games that could potentially get delayed this year. Like Behemoth, I'm keeping an eye on. And let me say, guys, there's a couple surprises that haven't been announced, that are still yet to be announced, that I can't say. Otherwise, I will get destroyed. That was a joke, okay? Of course I'd choose girls over chairs. And boys over chairs. People, the human race over chairs all day. That was a joke. That was just a joke. But bears can go fuck themselves. And sharks. I don't give a fuck about bears or sharks. They can both die in a fire. Except for the cute baby ones. Those ones can stay. Those are cool. The cute, cuddly baby ones. Oh my God. Yes, there is stuff that's not public knowledge, Mr. Miles. I got to tell you behind the scenes. I can tell you, but I can't tell other people. Can't say it here. Guys, this has been Interactive Chat Volume 37. Thank you so much. August is here. Exciting times. Can't wait to get back into some more games. Thank you again for all of your support. And like I said, man, you guys just being here, having fun, talking PSVR2, shooting the shit, asking me weird questions about whether I like bears or chairs. All of it is much appreciated. Of course, thank you to the massive generosity of donations, you guys. It really helps me a lot. You have no idea. And things have calmed down for a little bit for now. They're going to ramp up again. But yesterday was the first day I actually got to come home at a normal time. Didn't work 12 hours. I've worked 3 weeks straight, every single day. That includes Saturday and Sunday. So I've been very busy, but I'm doing my best here to hang in there. And this show will still be here every single Thursday for you, rain or shine, until things calm down for good. And I'll look forward to making some more content, some more live streams, all that other sorts of stuff. Silver Nexus says Thursday officially sucks. Just a little bit less. Thank you, my friend. For me as well. You guys are awesome, man. You have a wonderful night. Be good. Be safe out there. Go watch Twisted Metal. Go make sure you go sign up for the Zendesk and tell No Man's Sky to update the damn game to make it look how it deserves to look and make it good so I can play it again. Say AJ wants to play No Man's Sky. Please patch it. It's broken visually. Go watch Twisted Metal. And then if you like it, you're welcome. And if not, I'll pay for your Peacock 1 month subscription. It's $2.99. It's $3. I'll pay for it. I don't promise. I don't make promises. But anyways, Kill Cell sending us home tonight. Says, take care, AJ. Much love, bro. Kill Cell, baby. Everyone else as well. You have a wonderful night. I'll see you again very soon. You take care. And yeah. Also, I'll be on Gamescast tomorrow. I don't know. I meant to say that a lot sooner. I swapped Miles. Thank you so much for swapping with me. I worked 12 and a half hours on Monday, so I wasn't able to make the show. But I will be there tomorrow. So tomorrow, I will see you guys on Gamescast. Yay. Hopefully something happens between now and tomorrow that we can talk about. And if not, we'll make it up like we always do. Good night, everybody.